I am Bill Rochelle, the editor-at-large for American Bankruptcy Institute, and I can report that we had another nice snowfall overnight here in the desert Southwest. It's making for very good skiing conditions in the mountains in the background of this picture. Today, I'm going to talk about local versus national rates. I thought, incorrectly as it turns out, that the debate over local versus national rates was over, say, 20, even 30 years ago. But every once in a while, the question raises its head once again. The issue is roughly like this. If you have a major Chapter 11 case, or even a mid-sized Chapter 11 case, in an area that only has small reorganizations, and if you bring in counsel from a big city, are those big city lawyers entitled to bring with them their own very much higher rates? Because as you know, in some firms in like New York and Chicago, bankruptcy lawyers at the top of their firms are charging over $2,000 an hour. Well, the case that I'm going to mention did not involve $2,000 rates, but it involved rates maybe twice as much as what was being charged in a district in Mississippi. And what occurred in this case is that the local United States trustee, in a mid-sized case, objected to an allowance of compensation for the debtor's lawyers who came from a large city in the east. The U.S. trustee, in substance, didn't want to allow the bankruptcy judge to pay more than what the U.S. trustee thought was the prevailing or top local rate of about $425 to $450 an hour. Bankruptcy Judge Celine Maddox solved the problem. She said that these big city council originally, at the outset of the case, had their higher fees approved under Section 328A. And that's the key, and that's the lesson to be learned if you or someone you know has rates that are much higher than those in the district where you are going to appear. Judge Maddox tells us that the key is this. In the retention order, specifically refer to how counsel are being retained under Section 328A, and at the same time, in the retention order, recite that the fees or the hourly rates as set forth in the retention papers are approved. That way, the court, when time comes to allow compensation, cannot lower the hourly rates unless the court jumps over the very high hurdle of finding that the approval of the rates at the time was improvident. I am Bill Rochelle, as I said. I write the daily column for American Bankruptcy Institute, and I will return same time next week with more about bankruptcy and perhaps also another weather report. Until then, be well, stay safe, and a good day.